temporary hit points is 10 feet.
From the target? Then it's within
Yes.
10 feet. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so if I stay within 10 feet of someone, I can give them the temporary hit points.
Yep, exactly.
Then I would want to do it, but I'll try to remember when the king and queen enter for their first dance at midnight.
Alright, cool. Alright, that's good. Okay. So at this point, it's probably getting close to 7. So the final bits of work have been done. The moving crew and fixing up crew and stuff have are actually leaving right now. And the only people that are really still left are the ones in the kitchen that are preparing the food and stuff. So you have about an hour, maybe a little less, before the guests arrive. So if there's some last things that you want to do before this goes on, then by all means.
No,
Okay.
just general preparing to focus on a lot of people.
Okay, cool.
Who's gonna ask the people to put away their weapons, to give up their weapons?
So I think Aqua should be doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe put someone with her with a little more.
Can you guide Aqua?
Yes. I'm gonna help Aqua with that.
Thank you.
Okay, and
Also,
do we have
should
a...
someone be like? Should we disguise someone as like a normal guest as well, or are we just not going to mingle with the guest?
No, I don't think so. I'm not that kind of guy.
I have a killer dress for you, Rednak.
I'm not that good in dresses, I think. Actually.
Alright.
Do we have a vestiaire for all the weapons we're gonna take?
Can we drop them in the backstage?
I would say sure, yeah. You can drop them in the backstage if you get any.
Okay.
Is there like an empty closet in the backstage? Like
yes.
For a raw closet?
Yes, there is.
Let's take one closet and I will alarm the closets. That we know that no one takes the weapons.
Can open it. That's a good idea.
A very good idea.
So maybe
the wrong map again.
Just the last question then. The 8 extra guards we have, how are we gonna divide them? Because I don't think you would be needing 4 of them near the entrance when you're just checking the people with their weapons.
No.
So I put your alarm spell down.
Do we want to do it mentally so we don't scare the guests? Probably yes. And for that closet, I'm only going to allow the 5 of us.
Yes.
Like my doggy as well.
Okay.
Don't allow the dog. He's a. I don't trust him.
The dog lies.
He's not a real dog. I don't trust him. I only trust real animals.
Me too.
Always those like needing those living animals, looking down on the mechanical ones. Well, he has real feelings too, you know.
Will there be a general...
Yes, I programmed them.
Robots don't have feelings.
Will there be a general reception in the middle, and then everyone will go at once to the dining area?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, Izon, the moment they all pass through the doors to the dining area,
I will keep guards.
Just maybe set yourself near the doors while everyone is entering the room.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to like order Rex to like guard a bit like the storage with the weapons. Like.
I mean, I was gonna stand next to the door to the ballroom, so.
I'm going to stand to the other door. I'm going to put Rex a bit outside. And like order him to like not inside, so like he's like in the room, like backstage room, like looking and waiting for some suspicious
and Also try to inspect everyone on magical stuff when they come outside of the dining area again. You never know if something happens during dinner.
I will probably first go quickly inside the dining room before people are there. Then I'm going to pre-cast charge my device so it doesn't it's really obvious that I'm ritual casting a spell, and then I will come back. I will make it so that I'm going to quickly inspect the kitchen and the dining room before the guests arrive. In that kind of quote unquote 10-minute walk that I'm going to do for preparations, I'm going to pre-cast my detect magic, and I will come back at the door before the guests are officially invited to go to the dining room, and then I will stand at the door.
Sure.
Okay. Great.
Let's just leave the 8 guards kind of mingle between everyone.
Yeah.
Let's put maybe 2 in every room. That's the main, because we are all in the main hall at the start, and
no one should be going to the other rooms, so if someone goes to the ballroom, for example, I will follow them a little in and keep an eye on them.
Yeah, let them mingle to the guests.
Yeah.
Mingle.
That
mingle my guards.
But also that way the guests know
I kill you.
that the guards are just there also.
We're not killing people.
That's Aqua.
What happened in your past that you're so angry and frustrated with killing people, my dearest Aqua?
It's just a joke, sorry.
Well, I don't think the guests are going to appreciate this joke. I'm afraid.
So we tell the 8 other guards to just kind of walk between everyone, keep a little eye on, and then we have the advantage of multiple eyes on everyone, and also the advantage that the guests are getting used to guards walking between them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Do we have an excuse if someone does not want to give up their weapon? Do we have something to say?
The king allowed it. No?
Okay. Yes, the king, the monk.
It's for his birthday.
Yes. It's a dinner given in peace. It's a festive.
I mean, you could always say it's for their own protection, that no drunk is just gonna take their weapon from them and try to attack them with their own weapon.
And we are specifically trained to handle these kinds of situations, so we.
So it's something
going to
wrong.
Protect Ellen. If something goes wrong, we are trained to protect everyone without them having the need for weapons.
That kind of stuff.
The general, you know.
If some group of people who are coming in does not want to give up their weapons, I just say to Aqua. I just say to Aqua, you can do this, and while I say that, I guide her so that she can be more persuasive.
Oh yeah.
But it might be just worth asking why they don't want to give it up. Maybe they have a good reason for it. So.
Yeah, but do we allow some? Because if we're gonna allow one group to keep their weapons, we must allow everyone to keep their weapons. So.
No weapons.
Depends on if we can keep them keep their weapons on the down low.
Oh, maybe we
if they're coming in with a rapier, okay, that's a little different. But when it's with a small dagger, I mean.
Yeah.
We're gonna say if they come in with their weapons, they are gonna extra how do you say it? Extra
suspect?
Yeah. And we are gonna
vicious, that was the word.
Yeah.
We're not gonna search someone or pat them down, right? We're just gonna ask them to hand over their weapons, their obvious weapons.
Yeah.
But we won't pat them down or search them. No, I think that's too invasive.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just looking for them.
So I'll skip ahead to 8 o'clock then, when people start walking in. So you said at the front door, so the people checking are Rednak and Aqua, right?
Yeah.
I should have put everyone there already that I could.
Yeah, but I was asking just to be sure.
Yes.
Okay, so Rednak, you have a far too high passive perception.
Hey.
So you do pretty much notice if anyone is carrying stuff on them. The first group that you notice is a group of like younger humans who seem to have like, you know, a couple of like daggers with them and stuff like that, just like meaningless small weapons. But you do notice that they are carrying a couple of like small short swords and daggers and stuff like that, seemingly to protect themselves.
Aqua, this is your turn to shine.
Okay, and which race are there?
Humans.
Humans. Okay. I go to the humans and say, sorry, can I ask to give your weapons?
Why?
Because the king asked.
What, we're not allowed to walk in here with weapons?
It's for your own safety.
My own safety? I have weapons for my own safety.
But we have weapons too, and if something's gonna happen, we are here to protect you. So you don't need your weapons. It's a feast. You know?
Fine, sure, he had it. And you notice how like that little group of like of these youngsters just like takes their daggers and short swords and just gives it to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Rednak, you do notice that they do actually give up everything. There's like one kid who's like kind of trying to hide it in his boots, but there's like one of the others who's just looking at him like, come on, we don't get weapons, you don't get stuff. We don't get stuff, you don't get stuff. And he's like, oh, fine. Gets the dagger, throws it.
I say, thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy the feast.
We appreciate it.
You like look away. Those guys like walk through, and you notice like one of the younglings just like kind of flip you off.
They what?
They're flipping him off, giving him the finger.
They're saying, fuck
I
you.
see that.
You didn't, Rednak did.
Sorry.
And they're flipping off Rednak. They're not flipping off you.
Sorry.
Then the second group that you notice, because it's not the only group, the second one, you actually notice a couple of humans again, but one of them seems to have elven roots in it. Pretty nicely dressed, and these guys are actually like full head-on equipped. Seems to be one like more nobility person, and then 4 of his guards that are with him. Yeah. So those walk up to the door. You notice that they're like actually carrying swords open in the broad daylight. They're not wearing armor, but they are all carrying swords and shields.
I asked the same. Like before.
You see the half-elven gentleman just like walk up and just look at you and be like, "Really?"
Yeah, the king asked it.
Really? Is he so?
I'm afraid it is mandatory, sir.
Really? It's mandatory to not be allowed to walk in here with these weapons. Why is that? Are you fearing something?
No,
do you think we're going to attack you or something?
No, it's just it's a feast, so you don't need your weapons. You know? We're gonna drink, laugh, feast, dance, but you don't need them.
Aqua, make a persuasion check with advantage because Rednak is helping you with this.
Okay, nice. Persuasion, right?
Yes, persuasion. Or intimidation. You can actually kind of choose.
Oh, cock. Intimidation? Oh no, it's not better. It's a 6.
Wait, what?
You don't guide it?
I can try, but even then, it's still gonna be
7.
The guy just looks. It's just like, well, this is for my own protection. I am the one who has been traveling to try to get this little fucking peace treaty going between the elves and the humans. Maybe you've heard of me. My name is Izon. I have been in a lot more danger than your little god has been. So, for my own protection, I've brought these 4 gentlemen, and I would appreciate it if they would be allowed to keep on protecting me.
If we allowed it with you, we allowed it with everyone, so we can do that. You have to understand that.
Yes, I understand that. I just don't accept it.
Bastard.
just stow your weapons away. So
it's for your own good.
Yes,
we are here to protect you.
I have so much faith that you're going to be able to do it successfully.
Look, if you don't give your weapons, we are gonna get an eye on you. And you're gonna... Yeah.
You're going to keep an eye on me. Well, by all means, go for it.
Okay, right.
Just put away the weapons and carry them not so openly.
Yeah.
Please.
As you wish. And you see him just turning around, just like, you heard what they said? Make sure that they don't see your weapons. And you see them kind of like taking their weapons, kind of like shoving them like between their clothes, like making sure that the swords aren't really as visible, starting to like take a couple of cloaks, making that they put them over them, making them like a lot less visible. You don't notice that they're doing a job to make them a little less visible. They're still there, but you know.
Yeah. If you're eating, just put them underneath the table so they are not visible.
If I see one weapon, I don't say it.
Thank you, sir, milady, and they keep walking.
So
I say with very much sarcasm. Wait. Thank you for your. Yeah, that. Thank you for your cooperating. Yeah. Oh God.
You're welcome. Thank you for your patronage. And they keep walking.
Did you mean that?
Make an insight check.
Insight, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna guide you on this one.
I don't need that.
17? I mean, he doesn't give a shit, to be honest.
I know.
All right. Other than that, there's not really any groups that seem to be carrying weapons around. All the others seem to have come purely off of their own volition and with the thought of like, hey, we're going to have some fun.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
let's have fun.
Start putting some groups up here. So each of these tokens, just so you know, is a group of 5 people because I didn't feel like putting 100 tokens down. You know, because that's a lot. All right. So in the meantime, during this time, the feast kind of starts. You start seeing the king, the queen, and the 2 princes start to kind of mingle between the group. You do notice that the princes are kind of keeping a little bit more of a distance, kind of looking over everything and everybody. Kind of also doing a similar job to what you guys are doing. Every single time someone is like kind of curious of like, hey, you know, where do we have to be? Where do we have to go? Once this and this and that. You also know that like the king at this point isn't planning on giving a speech. That's going to happen during dinner itself. So I'm gonna ask Fang and Izon. You 2 aren't at the front door. Is there something specific that you 2 still want to do before anything happens, or before we move on?
Is anyone trying to get into the ballroom, or?
As far as you see, not really, no.
Okay. Then I just keep put, keeping an eye on everyone.
So the general populace of groups, by the way, is there's about 50 humans and then like 10 of every single one of the other races. That's about the...
Every other race?
Yeah. Well, of the ones that I mentioned. So Dragonborn, Dwarf,
Okay.
Gnome, Halfling. Dragonborn, Gnome,
No
Halfling,
half-orcs?
Dwarf, Elf. No. Orcs are kind of, at this period of time, are very much shunned by most people. Even half-orcs are kind of at this point in time. Izon, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I was want to ask the same question as Fang. Like most of the time, is there someone already trying to go in the dining room?
No, a lot of people are just currently enjoying kind of like the wine and the beer that's being spread around. Also, I should probably...
Do I know when the time is that we expect the guests to go dinner?
It should be about an hour after the reception starts, so it should be at about 9.
And we are currently like...
If nothing else happens, I'm gonna say that we're going to go on about to 9 o'clock right now.
10 before 9, I start in the dining room. I'm starting to prepare detect magic, like to ritual cast it out of sight a bit, so it isn't obvious.
All right.
That I'm
you do see that like a couple of the helping staff there are like looking at you a little funny, like what the hell is that guy doing? But other than that,
it's for the safety of the king, and I continue charging my detector.
The moment you say that, they're like, "Oh, okay, sure," and they just keep prepping everything.
How late will dinner be served?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the same.
So everybody is gonna go in at about 9. They're expected to serve dinner at about 9:15. Well, not 9:15. 9:15. The king is gonna give kind of a speech. And then after that, the food would be served up until about 11, at which point everybody is expected to move over to the ballroom.
Okay. I would like to go, when all the guests are seated, I would like to go to the kitchen and check with the latest preparation for the food for the king's family.
All right. It's good. So... I'll start with 10 before 9. So, Izon, you're casting Detect Magic. So, from everybody that kind of goes through the door, the things that you notice is a couple of the elves do have slight magical properties, but they don't have anything magical on them. Same for the dwarves. The dragonborns, not really. The gnomes, again, similar. Not all of them. You just notice that a couple of them seem to be like basic wizards, sorcerers, stuff like that. You do sense that the person that Rednak and Aqua talked to, who wasn't giving away his weapons, he does seem to have a little bit more powerful magic within his veins.
Oh shit.
Oh god. Okay. If all the guests are in the dining room, I'll quickly want to report my findings about what I felt to the others, and I say I subtle points at where he's sitting. So I say that guy over there. I detect some serious magic from his. The other ones are just faint magic, just not that really threatening sorcerers and wizards. But that guy, if he has quite some high magic readings, I fear.
I'm gonna stand close with him.
That wouldn't be an issue. He seems to just want to be here for his amusement and for the necessary good deeds.
But if we think back about the chandelier, we know that everyone that especially if you have so much magic that you're, for me at least, definitely on my suspicious list. If you were trying to kill the king while letting a chandelier drop with magic.
Yeah, that wouldn't fit with someone of that level, so that's why I'm not
I think
that
like
suspicious.
gravitational magic is like not really that easy to accomplish.
Yeah.
No, but
I
I mean,
agree.
if you're that high profile person, and you have the magic, and you have your team keeping their weapons, I mean, then you would be a too high a profile person to try and do something that obvious.
Or maybe.
Or perhaps he's just too cocky and thinks he can get away with it, even if it's a little
I
obvious.
still find it weird.
I mean,
that, like,
if he's part of the peace team, it would be rather strange that he would do something like this.
if he like also that powerful of a magic user, he shouldn't like have like all those guards having their weapons. He should be able to defend them fine.
Yeah.
When you're in a busy room, I can get that you want some physical support instead of only magical.
Okay, sure. He's still on my suspicious list, though.
Yeah, me too. For the moment, he walks in.
Like, it's the only one that jumps out for me, so I don't have like an. I'm keeping an eye on him. Like, you can try keeping an eye on the other guests. But for me, I think like he's way too suspicious currently. But we'll see.
Yeah.
His magic won't work, so if we see him like break out in a sweat at the moment, like the king and queen starts dancing.
I do want to say one thing. You do notice that he doesn't seem to carry an arcane focus or anything of the sort.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, he's a worthless wizard now. Still, he can cast powerful magic, and we know that the king wants to be like executed with magic with like magical means indirectly. So, yeah.
We are going to the diner room then.
Yes, I assume like I just go inside and like keep an eye like now inside when everyone is eating.
Maybe let's just keep 2 of the guards in the ballroom and 2 of the guards in the main room.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye on everyone, if something should be amiss there.
The normal guards or us?
I think the normal guards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would take 2 normals.
We are going all to the diner room then.
I'm going to the kitchen to see the last preparations for the king's family.
All right.
I'm gonna.
You know, I don't want to be near everyone eating because that will make me even more hungry. So I'll just stand in between the 2 rooms that are going to be checked by the general guards.
I'm gonna stand close by the king, if he allowed that.
I'm going to stand at the entry of the dining room, in the dining room, but like at the door, big door, like just like casually guarding pose.
All right, and where did you want the 8 guards to be?
Spread out about in the main room and the ballroom, I would say.
Also, 2 on the terrace. You never know. And someone in the backstage area, the preparation room for the
Rex
bar?
is there, but like there can be an additional one if
one guard in the back room.
Yeah. And then 2 in the ballroom, 2 in the main room, 2 on the terrace, and then 1, I guess, with the diners.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Here you go. I'll put him near the entry door. All right, and then so Rednak's in the kitchen. Izon is in the dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
This is starting to sound like Cluedo for some weird reason.
Yeah.
So Aqua and Fang, where are you guys?
I'm gonna stand close by the king if he allowed that.
He doesn't seem to have a problem with it as long as you don't eat from his plate.
I do my best.
All right. And Fang?
Fang is muted.
That's not good.
I've already put myself
okay,
on
you're
my
staying
spot on the map.
You're staring at the ballroom. Okay, cool.
Yeah, in between the two rooms, keeping an eye on both of them.
All right. Cool. So, Rednak, while you're in the kitchen, you do start to see the people like starting to put the last hand on the dinner. You see that they're making like this little before the main dish. Forgetting the English term. The starters. Thank you. You'd almost say English is not my native language. So they make the starters. I'm not going to start describing food because I'd probably get shot in the face by chefs. So you see them like make these beautiful starters, specifically also kind of having like the 65 for the king's birthdays engraved within these starters as to kind of have that. And then in the main dish, you actually see an image of an Ouroboros, so a snake biting his own tail, which is made around the full main dish as to represent the Serpent King. And then the dessert is honestly just pudding, because the king enjoys that. He didn't want anything. Like, pretty much, you notice which parts his wife has done and which part he had a say in. Like, that was the one part that he wanted on his goddamn birthday. He wanted pudding. End of discussion. Okay, but we're having this fancy dinner for the rest of it.
What taste?
Fine.
Very important.
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
Chocolate.
Actually,
pudding.
no, like 50% vanilla and 50% chocolate.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
That's the best one.
That's the best. Can I see something suspicious on the food for the king or the queen or the princess?
Yeah, me too, on the preparation side of things.
But I want double check.
Sure.
I would say, because this is really more like checking whether or not the food is correct, I would say make a nature check, both of you.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna guide myself with that.
Sure.
10 total.
I told you double check.
Hey, that's fine.
So Rednak, for you it looks fine. Aqua,
Right.
you do get a slight suspicion that the main dish of the king and the queen looks a little more soggy than the ones of the actual guests.
Oh shit.
It still looks pretty good, but it looks like this tiny bit off.
Oh shit, I don't want to piss him over. I want to ask. I'm gonna say that I have a little bit of suspicious on the food from the main dish, and if he allowed it, I want to taste for him, just to be sure.
Make a persuasion check.
Shit. Persuasion, right?
Yes.
I mean, it would be weird if the king would like someone to eat.
Shit.
The king just looks at you and says, like, do you have any credible reason that there is something wrong?
It seems a little bit soggy, and if you look to the dishes from the other guests, it seems a little bit different.
I've got to be honest, I don't see any difference, Aqua.
Well, I see it with my special powers.
Well, unless you have any actual proof, I'm sorry, but I'm going to enjoy my
That's why I
dinner.
want to taste it.
Okay, how weird do you think it's going to look if my subordinate, no offense, starts tasting my food for me?
Everything for the safety from the king. And I look to the queen, right?
And the queen kind of wants to answer, but the king is just before her, just says, and everything for the safety of my people as well. If I start making these people afraid that something's gonna happen, we're gonna be in trouble, all right? We need to make it so that everybody thinks that everything is fine at this current moment in time. Otherwise, I would have left messages. I would have left a quest to find those who are trying to kill me. So I'm going to make this very clear. Unless you have any credible proof that there is something wrong with this, I am going to act normally. All right?
Can I do Arcana check on the food? To see if the different there's a magic touch.
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh fuck!
The only magic in that food is how freaking beautiful it looks.
Oh shit! Cock.
Can't we just do like a dice jail or something like this?
Can I do something?
I mean, I could say something, but since I'm not there, I'm not gonna tell it.
Nobody except for Aqua has an idea about this right now.
Okay, I'm gonna slightly taste from the food.
Oh my god!
The king is literally looking at you right now.
Oh.
If you even try to touch it, he's gonna throw you out.
Can I make eye contact with the queen? Maybe she understands? No?
She looks at you.
And maybe she gives me some piece of her...
Make an additional persuasion check
Fuck.
towards the queen.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not really good at this.
She just shakes her head and says, "It'll be fine. Don't worry about it, Aqua."
Okay, I warned you, and I step back.
What is your intelligence, Aqua?
10.
Okay, no, never mind then. No, I'm not gonna tell anything. Otherwise, I could say that you could do something else, and that you should know that if you're on the smarter side. But well, you're not, so.
Yeah. I don't know what I can do. No, yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Rip.
The dinner starts. It takes about, as I said, about an hour and a half for everything to be finished. Nothing seems to be wrong.
Okay.
So the king and
For now.
So the two of them just eat their dish. They enjoy dessert a lot. It's almost like you see like these bits of pudding coming out. You do get the feeling that like the plate of the king is a lot larger than the other ones for some weird reason, as if he's been waiting for this moment. But pretty much throughout, so the king gives his speech, and then you have the entire dinner thing, and nothing special really happens during the entire dinner time, apart from that little thing.
Okay.
So yeah, unless someone wants to do something before 11, I'm going to move on to the next part.
No guests are running around in another room or something like that?
No, they are all enjoying their food, all enjoying conversation. You do notice that there's like some angry looks from like the elves to the dwarves because, fuck the other side.
Why would that be?
I have no idea.
Can I like make a quick perception check if I see like no one like putting cutlery like somewhere where she shouldn't like sticking and put it in there like
sure,
like
make a perception check.
Pants or something.
Good job.
So the perception. Oh, average.
13. Not specifically, no.
Okay.
No. This is also added to by the fact that every single time that a dish is finished, the servants actually come and get the specific pieces of cutlery, and you do think that every single time they come and get the used cutlery, they do always leave with as much as they left, so to speak.
Okay. Even by the king and the prince?
Even by the king, the prince, all of them. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, doesn't seem to be any problems there.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, or do we move on?
I want to take a step outside and see if I can find one of the patrolling groups and ask them if everything is still fine.
Specifically, any group in specific, or just?
Just the first one I come up with.
You were in the kitchen, right? Did you stay in the kitchen
Yes.
the entire time?
Yes, I stayed in the kitchen until the dessert was served.
All right. You walk up to. I'm gonna guess that would be the group near the bushes and the trees and stuff. That you walk up to that group. You ask them the question. They look at you and they're like, "Haven't seen anything, sir. We're sorry. No anomalies. We thought we saw something, but it apparently seemed to be a couple of animals that just were like the little rodents that seem to be going around. But other than that,
and I want to take a look myself if I see something.
Of course, sir. By all means. I mean, I would ask you to roll a perception check, but it's never going to be higher than your passive perception. So, you kind of look around. You notice that everything is as it should be. The back wall also seems to be completely intact. No problems there. The trees, the bushes. There doesn't seem to be any movement that that shouldn't be there.
Okay, I just tell them, keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Did the king? No, go. Sorry.
No, and then I go back inside.
Okay.
Did the king left something from the main dish?
No.
Okay.
What did you expect?
He has been.
He seems like a well eater.
He has been taught to always eat his plate, otherwise he doesn't get any dessert. So you know.
And the queen?
Queen, same thing.
Okay, right.
She also asked specifically for a smaller plate because she's a little thinner than her husband.
Woman.
Why would that be?
I don't know. No idea. You want to say that to the king's face, or?
I'm not gonna say that to the king's face.
I mean, it might be a compliment for his queen, and that he will appreciate it.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm not. And if I'm gonna say it, it's gonna be too blunt, and it's gonna be picked up in the wrong way.
All right. Regardless, so we get to about 11 p.m. and people are starting to move over to the ballroom.